Now here on my right, as I walk north towards Harrogate, down the Leeds Road, here on my right is what is called the Stray. Public parkland. It was privately owned back in the 19th century, and then whoever it was that owned it, when they died, they handed the whole of the Stray, 200 acres, they handed it over to the public, to the people of Harrogate. And it has maintained its status. There are occasions when you get a fair on it. Every year we have a fair up at the top. Sometimes have a circus on it. We had a cycle race here. I'm not sure. I can't remember if it was the Tour de Yorkshire or the UK arm of the Tour de France. I can't remember. That was a few years ago. That was over on the other side there, and they cordoned off the whole area. And it rained so much that the whole area had to remain cordoned off for a year to allow the grass and the park to rejuvenate itself. Just on my left here, this is my favourite church. It's my favourite church because it's often the end point of my runs. I go out running 5, 6, 7, anywhere up to 11k, and I often finish at that church by coming down the hill. So the Stray on this side stretches up, and it goes up about just over a kilometre up to the Wetherby Road, and that heads over to Wetherby past the hospital on one side of it, and then on this side, this is the start of the left side of the Stray, and that stretches all the way down through into town, down to what's called Montpellier Hill. And you can see it past this big roundabout, goes all the way down there up to the Cenotaph, which is where I'm going to take you, and then I won't need to do any more of this because that's where my recording started to actually work earlier on. So let's just see here now. So here I am. That is the Leeds Road. That's heading south. I was coming down this way. That way heads up the Otley Road. That heads up towards the police station. This way, the right turn off the roundabout after you've come down the Leeds Road. That heads to Knaresborough, and going straight on, carrying on south with the Stray on your left hand side. This is called West Park, and it takes you direct into town. On the right, this is quite a well-known building, the white one. It's the West Park Hotel. And just at the end of this row is possibly the best known pub throughout Harrogate, especially to the locals. I don't know how well it's known now, because it had major problems during COVID, and the guy who owned it tried to keep it open, kept getting done, and then lost his license, so it had to shut down. And it's the Coach and Horses, Harrogate's local since 1827. Very nice pub, been refurbished inside. Bit of a shame that they refurbished it. The bar is now on the right hand side rather than in the centre. And the bar in the centre, it meant it was very enclosed and got very busy. But that's what made it so good. It had no music, it had a TV in there, but it only ever came on for the Rugby World Cup. That was it. So it was hardly ever on. Superb pub, great atmosphere, everybody knew each other, everybody enjoyed themselves. I've no idea what it's like now, I don't go in. So now we're about 300 yards down, and here on the left, absolutely beautiful Yorkshire Dales ice cream. I can't remember what that used to be, but it's a great little cabin. It's so good that they've actually rejuvenated it, brought it back together, and somebody's using it. Because when I was growing up, it was just derelict. Now it looks absolutely brilliant. This is Montpellier Hill, and you go down this hill and it gets you down to the Valley Gardens. You'll see that later on in my video. And I'll eventually get across here. And we're now in the town centre. And it's 5 o'clock or 20 past 5. This is the pétanque or ball area. There's one court here, one court there, 2 lanes on each. It gets used by quite a few people at certain times. And this is the cenotaph, our war memorial. I've already done a video on that previously. When I get my drone, I will actually go up and round and on the top and down it. I'm not sure many people will have ever seen that. It's pretty darn big. It's impressive. 1914 to 18 and 1939 to 45. And here, one of the most famous elements that everybody talks about when it comes to Harrogate, it's Betty's. This is the main Betty's. There are a few others that have now opened across Yorkshire. There's one at the RHS Harlow Car Gardens. There's one in York as far as I'm aware. There's probably others somewhere. And I think I've been there once in my life. And that is where this part of the video finishes, and we will find me on my scooter right now. That's the main one of the main pedestrianised areas. Straight up there, that's the centre of town, and there's another parallel one which I will take you past. which you may notice it's where I've done a few of my videos. So here's the McDonald's, and you'll notice it's a turn left only. Turn left only down there. This is one way coming up here, turn right only down there. During the day they've got the bollards up, that prevents anybody from going in. There's McDonald's, and that's the pedestrianised area. But during an evening after 4 p.m. until 10:30 a.m. 3 of these bollards or 2 of these bollards get taken out, and all the cars start coming in, thinking that they're able to start using the pedestrian area, but it's actually a 100% at any time pedestrian zone. I'll take you down to the conference centre. Okay. Big car park here. It's a lot posher than it used to be. Well, the outside of it is, anyway. So right in front of me is the Royal Hall, that green and cream stuff on top there. And the white bit, this is all the conference centre. This was put up in the early 1980s, International Conference Centre. And right next to it is the Royal Hall. That big building there, where there's a guy up on some scaffolding, 2 guys on some scaffolding in high vis, that used to be the council offices. And that got shut down about 8 years ago, and the council offices are back behind me somewhere, hidden away. And here, that used to be the Royal Baths, all part of the spa area. It's now a Thai restaurant. I think it used to be a Turkish bath. There might be a small Turkish baths in there right now. And we're coming up to a little area, that housing is called the Royal Baths, coming up to a little area called Montpellier, which comes down the steep hill from just before you get to Parliament Street. Just at the cenotaph, you could turn left. And there's some beautiful pubs up there. There's one called the Blues Bar if you like music. There's the White Hart Hotel and the Fat Badger. That's the Crown Hotel. And just let's have a stop here. Quick stop. This is called the Royal Pump Rooms. It's got a bit of a museum in there. This is the old main pump for the spa waters back in the 18th, 19th century, whenever it was. It's quite an interesting little museum. And just round the other side of this, there always used to be a public tap so that anybody could try the sulphur water. And as kids we always used to do as a dare. None of us got ill, which is somewhat surprising. But some beautiful buildings around. Here on my right, this is called the Valley Gardens. It's a nice big park. It's got a I would say a paddling pool, but it's not a paddling pool because I don't think you're allowed to paddle in it. Might go for a little wander down there. This is called Valley Drive. I'll take you for a little wander just down that little area there. So this little bit takes you down to, I say it's the paddling, but that's new. That's very new. It's got a fountain in the middle of it. Now I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to paddle in it, or you're warned not to paddle in it. People use it for boating. Little remote controlled boats around here. I've not seen this before. That's brand new. It is the model boating pool. Please take care when using boats in the water. Water levels can change throughout the what? It's only about 12 inches and that's all the way through. Don't go too close to the edge. No dogs, no swimming, no paddling. So it's not a paddling pool, it is the boating pool, model boating pool. And this is lovely. Just the other side of that wall there, there's a little Japanese garden with some Japanese plants and stuff, loads of trees, beautiful little walking area. That building there is an old bandstand. So sometimes they have bands in there, and during the summer, just behind it on the other side going up the hill, they have loads of chairs and deck chairs and stuff. People just come along in the warmth and listen to the band. Listen to the band. Monkeys. Listen to the band. So it is all very pleasant, really. Let's continue. So this is all called Valley Drive. And I'll go straight on here. Go up the top. That's the children's play area in Valley Drive, Valley Gardens. And the Valley Gardens continues all the way up here. And up at the top of this hill, it turns into a wooded area, and that's called the Pine Woods, because it's full of pine trees. Just now. So this is the start of the Pine Woods, and that goes over a few hundred metres and all the way down to Harrogate Gardens, which is a Royal Horticultural Society gardens. And there's a nursery straight on where that car's coming out. So that back behind me on the left and the right is the Pine Woods. Go, 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 go! Thank you, buddy.
That's an old, it's not an old police station, it is a police convalescence place where injured police get the chance to rest their weary bones. I think it might be for ex-police as well. It's a sort of old age place. I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure what it is. So this is a water treatment works. And we're turning right onto Harlow Hill. And this is where I come running all the way up here. From right down at the bottom. So yeah, the big roundabout. This is now Otley Road, which was the first left from the big roundabout. It's a general residential area all the way up here. Suburbia. Shepherd's Dog, nice pub, very expensive pint. Very expensive. There's an observatory just to my right, along with these playing fields, children's park, tennis. The left here is another part of my running route. I get up and down. And these traffic lights is where the vivisection protest was on Saturday. So if you go left, you go to the college, the police college, and to Lab Corps down there. And these lights, if you turn left, you've got the police station, the new police station. We still call it the new police station. I think it's been there 20 years, I'm not sure. If you turn left, just there, it's your first left, that's the police station there. And I'll give you a quick jump into Royal Horticultural Society Garden, Harlow Car. Which is here on the right. I'm not going to go in because I would have to pay, but I'll just take you down here, show you what's here. So lots of parking on the left and an overflow massive car park as well on the right. Seems to be doing very, very well. The Harlow Car Gardens. And there's a Betty's there. So that's the third Betty's that I'm aware of. Park up, come into here to get through into the gardens, pay to get in, coach drop off and the like. And then further down here is there used to be a pub down here. The Harrogate Arms. It's still here. I thought it had moved because there's a Harrogate Arms in Harrogate in the centre, but no, it is still here. This is the place that all the kids used to go to. You know, these sort of little out of town places, a little bit away from checks and la police. Looks like maybe it's been encapsulated into the RHS, or they've and you can't get into it. You cannot get into it in there, the Harrogate Arms, unless you've paid to get into the RHS, which is interesting because it never used to be like that. Never used to be like that at all. So just here, this used to be open rather than gated. Just a couple of 3, 4, 5 years ago. So I've not been down here since. And just behind this, whatever it is, just behind there, there's the Harrogate Bee Society. They've got a bunch of beehives just in these trees, just here. And if you carry on left here, it comes to the end of the road. Comes to the end of the road and you can carry on walking. You can't take any cars or vehicles down there. I don't know about bicycles. It'd probably be a bit dangerous, but quite good fun if you're on a mountain bike or a BMX. And you get to a place called Burke Crag. Another fun place for kids to go to if they've got nothing else to do and they've got a 6-pack or something. A 4-pack, a 6-pack, an 8-pack. Not talking about their gut, I'm talking about their beer. For the 14 and 15-year-olds. Or maybe they've got a big 2-litre bottle of White Lightning cider or something cheap and really bad for you. But it is again another beautiful place. You can get annual membership for this place, or you can just pay to go in as a guest. And here, if you turn right here, I'll take you down just a little bit. So you can see how small it is really, and suddenly you're in the countryside. Yesterday on my 9k run I was running down here and up here. I'll take you on my route. Come back via the police station, which was my route yesterday. Running all the way up here. This is new housing here, but you're straight out in the countryside. And the position of Harrogate is right in the middle between the Yorkshire Dales and the Yorkshire Moors, the North Yorkshire Moors. So you can go left, you can go right, you can go north, you can go... No, you can't really go... Yeah, you can go north, you can't... Oh, bollocks. I'm talking too much and miss me turn off. It's clever, wasn't it? So yeah, wherever you go from Harrogate, you're basically within a couple of minutes of having left town. You're in the countryside, north, south, east or west. If you go south, it's heading towards Leeds though. So this is all part of my running circuit. I love it around here. And there's a beautiful little farm here. I just want to show you the sign on it, because I need to stop here someday. I need to stop here someday and go and get some of Lily and Izzy's eggs. Now, I was running past one day recently, a month ago or whatever, coming down this way that time, and the farmer who owns the place, I actually shouted across to him, so how much are the eggs? Because he didn't have a price on them, and he didn't say how many there were. So that 150 is for Lily and Izzy's eggs, for half a dozen, for 6 eggs. and I'm going to have to come down and go into Zaki Farm, is what it looks like it's called, and get some eggs when I can be asked. Now you can turn down How Hill Quarry Road if you're running, but it's really bloody steep, it's really bloody long, and you've got to basically come back up and come out at that right turn there. So you're going round, but it goes down a lot and that's hard work. So this left here, that takes you down to the police station, but I'm not going to go down there because I showed you where it was and it's just a boring road. And this is the other part of my run, one way or the other. Takes me down this country lane and then up it. I have to dodge the cars. There's all these bends throughout the road and you're completely hidden until you get just round the bend. So you've got to be very careful. Always run on the side that the cars are coming towards you at, so that you can actually see them and jump out of the way. Now there's a left turn coming up, takes you down to the Squinting Cat, and then straight back towards the Otley Road. So if I want to shorten my run, I go down there. But if I'm looking at a 10k or an 11k, I carry on along here. It's a beautiful area, beautiful countryside, gorgeous to run, except for the cars. But it is fun forcing them to stop or slow down, or to shout at them if they get too close going past you, or if they decide that they don't like people running in the road and they want to scare them by aiming their car straight at them and only moving at the last minute. It's a nice little stop. There's usually a load of cows in there. And these places around here, these are big places, and this is a lot of money. You need a lot of money to live here. Shed loads. Loads of money. This is a bit of a dodgy set of turns if you're running. There's a left just along here, take you up over the top, through the cows, through that public pathway there. It's a ringway pathway. However, if the cows are in the field, do not go in. Turn around, come back to the bloody road and walk safely, because those cows really are scary. They will surround you, they will run at you, all of them, to come and join you, and there's no indication that they're not going to actually trample you. This area is called Burn Bridge, and just to my right you go down to what we always called when I was a kid the Mucky Duck. It's the Black Swan. It's another favourite haunt for underage kids, or it was then, for underage kids to go and enjoy a pint, where the landlord didn't really bother with checking people's ages. again, this is my running route to get back. Really is quite nice, except when those shrubs on the side of that pathway overgrow. They've just been cut in the last couple of weeks. When they overgrow and stick out, you have to run on the road, so you've got to dodge the cars. This is where that public pathway comes out, the public footpath. Goes up the hill and down the hill. Oh, we'll go along here. There's if you carry on up there, there's a couple of schools up there. Takes you all the way. If you follow it all the way up there and then straight across at the roundabout, gets you back to the Otley Road. And this road here is cutting across back to the Leeds Road. So I've basically given you a full ring of Harrogate. I haven't shown you everything, there's a hell of a lot more, of course. It's a very pleasant place, lots of green, lots of trees. But we're now back in expensive suburbia. And I'm just going to take you up here just a little bit. Now, if you're running or walking or on a bicycle, you can continue up there. Continue up there. I can't go all the way up there with a motorised vehicle. Continue up there, and just on the right, just on the left, there's a school. Just on the right, there's a nature reserve. Really nice little nature reserve. And here now, this place always confuses me. This is I say relatively new. It's probably been here 25 years, this estate. And I always get lost in it. It's like little rabbit warrens. And I've no idea where there's stuff that says you're not allowed to go, you're not allowed through. Bit like this here. I'm not allowed through, and what I don't know is if there's CCTV watching either. Because of course the council is very, very hot on handing out tickets thanks to CCTV and everything else, except at night down at McDonald's, where everybody just used the pedestrianised area. Let's see if I can get even more lost by going this way. I haven't got a clue where I am, other than I'm in this bloody council estate. It's not a council estate. It's a general suburban estate. Oh, I am bloody lost. I've no idea where I'm going. Ah, okay. So this is it. Where is it? Yeah. Just up there that was the road that we would have come along if I'd been allowed to go and get through. And just up there is the nature reserve. And this area here used to be where the College of Police was and the old British Telecom training area. It used to have big wooden poles up there, and all the new British Telecom trainees used to have to climb up the poles using whatever implements they've got. It was fascinating to see some of it and watch some of it, but the College of Police used to be up here. Now the College of Police is back down by the police station and by LabCorp, and there is no branding on it whatsoever. And I'm still lost. I don't know how to get out of this bloody rabbit warren at all. There's no signs anywhere. So where the hell am I going? I'll tell you what, I'm going to call it a day there. I think. Hopefully that gives you an idea of Harrogate. Enjoy.